All right, folks. We are. Oh, that's the microphone. One second.
Oh, I can't win them all, right?
As well. So now I'm in the game too. So I think we're at a good spot now. All right, kids. I think we've got everything running now. So that was a little bit frustrating. I could not get the game to play nicely with us. But I think we're ready to rock and roll now. So where everybody is at the moment, we're about to get started for today's game. We do have most of the players here, and a few that sound like casualties of war, even though they are in fact here. And just remember, guys, if you ever need to come in, you can always watch the prior week's recording. But you were saying you wanted to give the necklace to Cauldron. We'll take care of that when we get into game. Damien is probably not going to be here in a minute, but we'll see if we can get him here. I know that Angelina / Ravina should be on with us in a few minutes if she's not already here.
I've literally been here this entire time.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just I didn't see your character on the login screen for the actual server.
Yeah, I can't get on it, even on the laptop.
Okay. I think I know what the problem is. We'll have to deal with it at the break. Chances are
Okay.
the your wireless router is probably blocking you. Did you guys? But we can deal with that a little bit later on.
In the meantime, Makiko, just watch the stream on Twitch, and I'll do your rules for you. Okay? Yeah, I mean, I actually kind of like not looking at the screen sometimes because it makes me imagine it.
Understood.
But yeah, when I need placement, I'll look at the stream.
Makiko likes it old school D&D. Just use your head.
All right.
I could do everything except for rooms and dungeons and stuff in my head for the most part.
No, it's when we're in combat, I'm like, okay, no, I don't know where anybody is right now.
Well, you can certainly follow it on Twitch. If you can log into the Twitch stream, you could watch it on your phone.
No, yeah, I know.
So, all right. So when last we left, you guys were in the smelter room with a small host of undead pursuing a barricade, or at least holding some sort of holding maneuver around it. The sound of the waves coming from the cave were getting louder and seemed to be coming from both the hallway immediately to the east, as well as the underwater grating in the trench or trough that drove the water wheel. There's no water there at the moment, as we were discussing, so it is dry, but the sound of the water coming in through that opening was quite loud. The Asimir had flown to the top of the ceiling and to see that the different layers or levels of the plateaus on the northeastern wall didn't really provide any additional doorways, or that at least that he could see, but they did provide a fairly substantial vantage point over looking the entire area below. And just beyond the barricade that the undead zombies were assaulting to the immediate west, he did see behind a light source some figures moving off in the distance with respect to that. To remind everyone, you guys have made it through this thus far relatively easily, with one rather notable exception of a small flock of sturges which knocked holes in several of you, but with very few exceptions, you seem to have healed up from most of that. Are there any other questions? Any anything that people need to review, discuss before we proceed?
So where did was it Mormesk said that like somebody was attacking or someone was intruding? Which like did he specify a direction they were in, or did he just say that they were?
He just said that they were. He didn't use specific. You did get the sense that it was also that he did indicate that it was more than one entity.
Okay.
And he didn't specify where the interlopers, as he referred to them, and the usurpers, where they were specifically coming from.
Alrighty, great.
And he pointed us towards the forge, which was northeast, northeast.
Yeah, he indicated the forge was to the northeast, which would be consistent with the noise you're hearing, by the way. Any other questions? Any other points of clarification or order that we can make? All right, going once,
for me.
Going twice. All right, folks, we're going to bring you back into where we left you. No, that's not where we left you. You guys were up here. So for our good friend Angelina, who's watching on the Twitch stream. So this is where you folks were left off. The sound of the waves being relatively significant in the background.
I'm still showing back in the cave with the sturgeons for some reason.
Just move your camera, zoom back, and then move up to the north. You probably got dropped into the bottom room here. Let me do this. Does this snap you back? You'll be up to the north. Let me know when you guys are there. See,
okay,
Steve.
Barney, we got to make a quick choice. Are we trying to go up the water passage, the one that fuels the water wheel, knowing at the end there might be something that shuts off the water and there might be a lot of water behind that door? Or do we want to go down the passageway to our right? The people are trying to break in from our left.
I just don't think we have too many defenses in terms of like that amount of water. Like if someone had like a force field or something maybe, but I don't think we have any defenses for that much water.
So as you guys are having your discussion about moving along, you notice that the zombies are actually seem to be in their slow zombie-like fashion are actually attacking this barricade that you see over here in their slow groaning way, pounding their fists against it, trying to get some sort of activity, some sort of action, some sort of progress at being able to cut through this material. So for whatever it's worth, that's what they're trying to do. By the way,
I can talk to the dead. Can I try asking them what they're doing?
You can't do that to the undead.
Oh, never mind.
Maybe I kind of agree with Elrin. I'm scared we're gonna drown.
So, to be sure, this is down about 10 feet. This is about 10 feet lower, 10, 15 feet lower than where you guys are right now. It is a significant drop. Ruger, you could hear that the...
Yeah, I tend to vote on the passage, not the water.
You were a little bit... Hey, Ruger, your microphone's a little too close to your mouth. You were just buzzing. Couldn't hear that. What did you say? Okay, now he's too far away. Now I can't hear him. Steve? Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, he got really buzzy there for a second, and then we lost him. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can see him in the Discord. See if he's still there.
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah, I still see him. All right, we got him back. I can see that he's trying to talk. Let me kill the audio here. Let me kill this. Okay, Steve, try talking again. Nope, not hearing. I can see that he's trying to talk, but I can't hear anything.
Maybe he should try leaving and joining again? Or maybe it's just having to do with like the input of his headphones or something.
Can you hear me now?
Oh!
Yes, there's a very loud noise in the background like someone's using a blender, but we can hear you.
Sorry, I had to go from wireless back to wired in order to hear everybody and talk.
Okay, yeah,
Sorry about the noise.
No worries. We could see that you were trying to talk, but it was dropping out, unfortunately.
It's really not that bad. It only
Yeah.
happens when you talk.
Can you still hear it? Can you still hear me?
We can still hear you. You are quiet, but we can hear you.
You just got really quiet.
Okay,
But-
let's stay like this the rest of the game. We should be good.
All right,
All right.
good. So you were, as I was saying to you, Steve, you had not gone down into this trough deeply to see what was beyond that doorway. But that's the only thing I thought that I might want to reiterate for you, because you may not have remembered that. But you were trying to say something when your audio dropped.
I'm not in favor of going the water method. I'm in favor of going the passageway.
Same here.
That's just me.
So
No, same here.
we got 2 for here, and we got 2 for here. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I said that I'm afraid of drowning as well.
This passageway also continues up.
Correct.
We'd have to be in where the water goes.
Yes, you would have to step down into the trough to make it.
There's actually 3 against the water. I said that I didn't think that the
Got it.
water
Okay.
pathway was good.
Understood. All right. Fair. Understood.
The game's still showing pause for me. I don't know if that matters.
Let me unpause it.
Cool.
There we go.
Yeah, I'd vote we go away from the intruders and hopefully towards the forge. But I appreciate the water wheel northern passage as a possible route of escape.
All right. So you guys are going to go down through this doorway over here. That's the general consensus. Yes? All right. So putting our... Oh, wait a second. We were also going to give our cauldron the necklace of fire balls.
Just to refresh my memory, a minute is 6 rounds or 10 rounds? It's
10
6
rounds.
seconds? Or, okay, so it's 6
6
seconds.
seconds. Yeah.
Thanks.
Exactly. And have to put this into your inventory as well. So Cauldron, can you please check your spell book and see, do you see the fireball listed next to the necklace of flames?
Yes, I do.
Okay. It says 3 of 4 there. That is not correct. It is supposed to be 8 of 9. There you go.
Okay.
That has been fixed. Okay. Fantabulous. All right. Done and done. Good. Okay. So are we putting Cauldron in the front? We're going to put our stealthy beast in the front of the pack. What's the story?
I think the Druger Cauldron leader duo was really strong because we've
There,
got like
Yeah.
Traps meets somebody who's really familiar with dwarvish caves.
there we go. And I think we're putting Ruger and Druger in the back. Yes. Sort of doing it like this, if I remember. Sildar was here. This was kind of the direction we were going, correct?
Ruger was second line of defense, I think, and then Sildar and Damien kept the back,
There we go. Okay, that's right.
and then just the cleric sandwich in the middle.
There we go.
Oh, and something that I don't think I brought up last time. So the session before last session, I remember I think I had like red dark vision. I don't know if that was the case for everybody, but I know it's from my Fire Genasi ability, and I haven't had it this map. I know it's not important. It's just like
Yeah,
a thing.
they keep updating the rules for vision and lighting, so my apologies for that. It's just I can fix that for you if you'd like me to put it back into red for you.
I don't
But
really care. I just wanted to say
yeah,
something.
no, it's something that keeps changing, and I keep throwing my hands in the air because they keep changing it on me. So that's kind of the situation. All right, so are we in an order that we agree is workable at this point?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So the party goes and works their way down this hallway, and eventually, as you guys go around the corners here, you find yourselves in an area that opens up to what looks like somewhat of a little cave area here. But unlike the other parts that you guys have been going to, once again, as I mentioned, there's the floors are a little bit dirtier in this place. There's a little bit more dust. You can see the kind of the footprints and the aftermarks of creatures that have been walking through. But in the general vicinity, there's a number of doorways that you can see. There's doors here. There's some stairs going down over in this direction. There seems to be a staircase going up over to your right, and you're not sure, but it looks like there may actually even be a doorway going down over to the south. So, you're not sure, but you think you might actually hear the sound of people kind of moving around about you now. It's seems to be a little bit louder than it has been in the past. The sound of activity, as it were.
Can we tell if they're living people or dead people?
Just sounds like activity. So it's a little bit harder to be able to. It's not exactly as seamless as maybe as being able to tell exactly whether or not it's a living or a dead creature that's actually causing it for you.
I vote that the rogue check out the room, and the dwarf let us know of any other passages, but we generally head northeast.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, with respect to the sound is definitely coming in louder. Of the sound of the booming waves seems to be coming in much louder, coming from that stairwell, going down, dropping down to the northeast. So Cauldron, as you take a look at this room, there's glintering minerals all over the ceiling of this large cavernous area you're in, and Sildar's light, even though it is far behind you and is in a relatively narrow beam, is catching multiple facets against the area, almost as if you were inside of a geonode or something along those lines, although it doesn't seem to be anywhere there in terms of like amethyst or anything that impressive, causing it just very heavy mineral content. It's quite large, this opening that you're finding yourself in. So as you step out into the room here, you find yourself looking up at the ceiling, and you notice that it's tall enough that these two structures, there looks like two small conjoined but somewhat separate buildings, are actually touching each other right over in this general area. The doorway in front of you is unimpressive but looks quite solid. The masonry is quite blackened, and you also notice as you start moving across the floor, as I mentioned before, this floor is not cleaned like the other areas that you've looked at, but there are numerous skeletons, crushed bones, crushed skulls, bits of armor, weaponry, shielding that is lying on the floor. So there was a very significant battle that seems to have taken place in this area. The doorway directly in front of you here, the doors themselves are still standing. There clearly was at one point a very heavy locking mechanism on the door, but it looks like it's been ripped off at the hinges or at the bolts, and there is significant damage in the center where the two doors come together as a result. The door itself looks like it's sustained significant fire damage at one point, but that was a long time ago. You can tell because even though that you can make out that there's burned wood, there's also a lot of dust and debris that is kind of caking into the edges and the crevices and the scorched and burned out wood, almost like someone had come along and painted like a whitewash over top of a burnt wall. So it's clearly been standing undisturbed for a very long time.
I smell dragon. I smell dragons at that description.
Just as you are thinking that, you do hear movement. There is definitely movement coming from down to the south that you can detect off in the distance, but it does sound to be quite a ways off in the distance.
I don't think it's a dragon because I don't think the dragons have been able to get through yet. Right? Because they don't have the key, and literally the guy was guarding.
I think the dragons are probably the intruders coming in from the west. So I agree with you. There could be something down here, maybe an undead dragon, but probably undead, not living.
So something that happened a long time
Also, another
ago.
thing to consider, I mean, like, obviously you could send, like, Abishai and whatnot down here, but it would be hard to squeeze a true dragon through, like, one of these hallways.
True, but maybe a baby dragon.
True.
Yeah, I think we have a little bit of time before the dragons come. I just wanted to say that.
So what you hear off to the south, like I said, you could hear faint movement off to the south, and it looks like there might be it looks like the floor falls away, and what you think you might be able to make out is another small structure in this huge cavern off to the south, but it does look like the floor falls away roughly where you think you see that staircase down to the south area. Do you want to give me a perception roll, please?
Sure.
Meanwhile,
sorry, who?
That was for Cauldron.
Oh.
Meanwhile, I'm going to fly up to the ceiling, check for Sturges, kill any I see.
Okay. So as you go and fly up to the ceiling, Steve, as you're looking around, you can see that you're getting a little bit closer to that to the ceiling mark. You can see that there is a lot of soot that is built up on this ceiling, almost as if there had been a very significant fire in this room at some time. The mineral is just various types of quartz as you get closer up to the ceiling, Nothing that would be, anything to write home to mom and dad about that you can tell based on your limited understanding of gemology and the fact that it's all covered with a very thick layer of black oily soot. But as you fly up, you do see that the structures in front of you do in fact kind of fade back and eventually become part of the wall. So there's not a roof per se, but more of a gentle slope from the top of them, and it becomes part of the wall of the cavern itself. So this is a pretty well dug in and defended type of position, as it were. And looking further on down the south, down towards the south, until your vision sort of falls out, you can see that is definitely a drop off. It looks to be a good 10 to 15 feet where that staircase is. You can't quite make out the floor. It's a little bit too far out of your vision. But you also think you might see off in the distance that structure that I was talking about a few moments ago. Would you like to try and get a bit of a closer look? I mean, oh, by the way, Cauldron, as you rolled that, as you get a little bit closer towards this door, as you're doing your investigation, you think through the cracks in the door itself, where the two doors are supposed to come together. You thought you saw some movement inside the doorway, quick and flittering, as something may have moved past the door.
Which door again?
The door immediately to your left.
Okay.
What is flittering? Like, is that like a small creature, or are we talking like someone just kind of ran across, like something larger?
It looked to be roughly about the. Well, it was clearly not a full human torso or silhouette or full orcish, not like a medium-sized person, but a little bit smaller. But it was definitely moving quickly, and you didn't get a look other than you just kind of caught the shape going by. But it didn't appear to be fully human-sized.
Like sturgy?
No, much bigger than that, though. Sturges
like
are
you
roughly
said,
the
maybe
size.
a wormling. Mm.
Would Damien be able to know?
Damien didn't see it from where he's standing in the back.
Oh, okay.
He could barely see the door. I will move everybody into the cavern, so you guys can observe things that are going on. And you've got our friendly neighborhood, lantern
Monster
slinger
expert.
is kind of moving things around here, kind of checking the place out, and everyone's getting a good look at the room and the walls and the char marks and the dead bodies and the skeletons on the floor as a result. So, Cauldron, what would you like to do next given this? So, Steve, now that you've gotten a little bit further to the south, Steve, you can in fact see that there is definitely more of the mosaic polished floor to the south. The drop down is about 15 feet, and there is another structure off to the south area here, and it looks like more of the natural cave formation kind of picks up in that area as well. The ceiling stays fairly consistent, so the floor goes down, but the ceiling more or less seems to stay consistent with respect to what you're seeing.
I relay that to the party along with the soot and the burn marks on the roof. Should we check out any of these doors, or should we keep heading north towards where we think the forge may be?
I think we should just head towards the forge. I'm not sure how much time we have looking around.
Yes, I agree. And if we can avoid something huge until we absolutely have to, so that we can save our spells for that, I think that's wise. Because we still got to eventually get out of here in one piece, too.
Right. And we have no idea what's waiting for us at the forge.
I agree. I just can't tell if that building to the south or the one in front of us might be the entrance to the forge, but
yeah,
I'm hoping we will know it when we see it.
Well, it
do
is
we have any
consistent. The sound is, just to let Steve know, the sound of the waves is definitely stronger over in this direction. As you flew down here, it did get quieter, especially as you kind of came around this edge here, and this kind of blocked the sound. You could hear that it was definitely quieter down here to the south. The most of the noise is coming from that staircase to the north.
That's all I need to know.
Okay, I'm going to summon my owl and send it down the stairwell to the northeast.
Alrighty, go ahead and cast your spell, sir.
Love that damn owl.
Boink. And we have our wonderful owl who is now...
I hope he's a little more majestic than that when we summon him, that he's not just a boink.
Well, he's not a real owl, so...
He is a spectral owl, let's be fair. He is the ghostish after breath of an owl. All right, Steve. You said your owl down below is your owl floats down to the bottom of the staircase. You see that it opens up to a incredibly impressive sight. It opens to a huge cavern. The ceiling goes up significantly higher from what you've seen in the past, and directly in front of you is a large reservoir of seawater that is rising and falling, hence the sound of the tide that you're hearing. There's a small shelf with about a 20-foot drop down into the water itself, as well as an area, a small island, and what appears to be an opening in the middle. This kind of like small, I guess you would say, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like a little spittle of land, almost like a small island. But also, as you're floating about, you see what looks like a ghostly greenish blue pulsating barrier of energy directly across this opening.
Is this similar to the energy we saw in the very first caverns that took us from
Very
dimension
similar
to dimension? Okay.
Very similar, but far more intense and apparently far more dense as well.
So
To be more precise, it's more similar to the energy you saw blocking the entranceways to the cavern.
Well, we've already encountered that energy, and hopefully it's sourced from the same thing. Does there seem to be any clear path for one of us to get there, or would we have to cross the water in order to reach that stuff?
Okay, hold on. Steve's owl's getting a little too far. Hey, Steve.
Yes.
I gotta keep you with the rest of the party here, pal. So hold your owl there for just a moment, because I need to describe what you're seeing, and I need to answer Elrin's question. What was your question again?
I said, does there seem to be a clear path for us to get to that spot, that island, or the energy, or is that something that we would have to cross water for?
So you're not sure if you'd be able to get to that island per se. It's kind of hard to say, because it is somewhat in the kind of floating in the air. But if you look, there might be a way for you guys to shimmy or shinny along the edges. There might be some footholds, there might be some very narrow ledges you guys can kind of finger walk across to get there in order to make that happen. But there doesn't appear to be an easy way, short of either wall climbing or going down into the water, to make your way over to that island.
Okay. I know Steve's owl wanted to head a little further north to check out that passageway.
Yes.
Can we see what lies beyond?
Yep. So, Steve, your owl proceeds over, and now you're seeing what looks like an opening back up into an area where the stonework looks very similar to what you saw in the smelting room. in terms of the patterns that are on the floor. But what's slightly different about this one is the floor appears to have fallen away in the middle. There's a small rivulet or creek of water making its way through the center, and that water is flowing out into the north, coming in from the south and then making its way up to the north. And you think you might hear from where your owl's sitting right now in this area, it sounds like there's some falling water. It's not like a huge waterfall, but you can hear the sound of water dropping. The edges of this kind of drop area here are about 20 feet down, so they're not like a simple drop down, and they're relatively fresh, unlike the other areas where you've seen depressions in the floor where that appears to be like a natural formation and maybe someone has gone and done some excavation and kind of taking advantage of the change in altitude. This appears to be caused by the water itself having dug a channel through the floor as it's coming along. But that water appears to be flowing out towards the north, and it seems to have dug this area that you see here in the immediate to the immediate north of you.
Can I ask a quick question?
You just did. Please do.
Sorry, I'm not sure if you've said this, maybe I missed it, but where is like the water actually coming from? Like which direction?
The water in this trough is starting down here and making
So not the northeast?
No, it's coming from the southwest and moving to the northeast.
Oh, okay. Okay, so is there like since it's going to the northwest, does it go into like a not a cave, but is the water going through something?
Well, at this point, kind of hard to tell.
Okay.
If
so heading towards the forge, then. So I'm assuming maybe we should follow the water, maybe.
So now, Steve, your owl has now come into the area where it's now much wider. You see another one of those, what looks like pile of debris that's been placed on the floor to try.
What did you just say?
Debris. Sorry.
Debris. I said, who is Deborah?
Our good friend Debris.
Debris. Smart axe. Just remember, guys, I pay your bills. So
listen, I was just trying to make sure this wasn't.
Stop pissing off the GM.
I wasn't sure if this was another one of those Canadian lingo things that he's still picked up. So I wasn't sure.
It's because that's how you pronounce it in English. Sorry, I'll speak American for you. The debris.
Hey, Debris.
There you go, the debris. But he does make out something interesting this time. You see, very similar to what you guys saw in the smelting area. You see the pile of looks like makeshift fortifications blocking entrance to a staircase. And at the top of the staircase is an extremely large brazier, which appears to be burning some sort of pitch. And
wait, once more.
I'm sorry. What does that mean?
Yep. Sorry. That was exactly what I was going to ask. What is a brazier?
What's a pitch?
A brazier is like a big open fire pit. You know, they sell those like fire pits now that you can buy that are brass, and you put
like for your backyard and stuff.
Right.
Gotcha.
It looks like that, but it's usually off the floor several feet, so it stands like a pedestal.
So what's a pitch?
Pitch is like black resin from trees.
It's like a tar. Amazing. It's like a cross between oil and tar. It's like
when they say like frankincense and myrrh.
Yes.
You know, around Christmas time, those were like solid resin that they used to burn for like, sacraments, rituals.
Gotcha.
And pitch was also used in many cases to throw at your enemy, kind of like an old style
napalm.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But it was also made a great fuel for torches or large sentry places because it burned a lot slower than wood, not quite as brilliantly, but it would stay burning for hours and hours.
Gotcha. So
it's lit right now.
Yes. It's not, I mean, as is typically the case with something like that, it's more of a glow than anything else. And what your owl can see On the other side of that brazier, that fire pit, is two dragon-like looking characters. One
What?
one whose one whose scales appear to be slightly whitish in hue, and the other ones whose
No.
scales appear to be more reddish in hue.
How did they get in already?
Have they
Well,
seen the
oh,
owl?
they're behind the debris.
They're behind the debris. They're at the top of a stair behind that brazier.
Have they seen the owl?
Well, the owl is about 10, 20, 30, 40. So the owl, fortunately, has superior eyesight to them. So as you were swooping in and you saw them, he pulled away. The only problem is that your owl glows with spectral light.
That's what I'm saying.
So let me quickly see if they saw your
Oh my god! Because if they
No, we shouldn't
haven't,
have said anything. We shouldn't have said anything.
nah.
Well,
Because if they,
anyways, you should probably stop them from getting to the forge.
Well,
that's
I'm
true.
looking to see if the forge is in this cavern, but there's nothing that's appearing in there to look like the forge. It does look like there are entrances blocked with debris and probably more of these guys trying to get in maybe.
Oh my god!
But it does look like it connects back to that water passageway north of the water wheel.
I think we really should follow the water then, because I feel like it's all flowing into the forge.
Can we make a boat? I'm just like wondering.
we make a makeshift. I mean, build a big beaver.
Can we build a boat before they get in? No.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
Wait, GM. How big are the dragons? Are they like dragonoids or are they like dragons?
Well, you haven't seen them, but
Well, I'm asking the guy who can see through the owl.
so what you, Ruger, you recognize these as being very similar to the creatures that you ran into in Axe Home. Not the big bag demon guy,
Right.
but
These
the
are like the Draox that we saw in the last place.
correct.
Okay, so dragonoid, like not
Correct.
impossible to defeat.
Humanoid with dragon features and really big.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, but like not like the big daddy dragon.
No,
And
not a dragon.
you can't tell whether or not you've been spotted or not. But
Okay, I'm gonna spring the owl back.
Yeah, get that shit back over here.
In fact, I'm just gonna click him into his pocket dimension and bring him back that way.
all right, okay, I can do that for you. And he poofs out of existence.
You guys, New York is so fun. I can literally hear the argument going on next door. Someone's really mad that the other person took their wet clothes out of the washing machine and left them. Which, like, I agree. At least put them in the dryer, man. It's not fair. Anyway.
Thank you for the sidebar. Appreciate it much. All right.
Glad you're
Just
enjoying that.
I don't know. It makes me feel like an observer of sorts.
There's a lot to observe in New York. That's true.
So, by the way, Steve, you were right at the limit of your telepathy. You were just coming up on that 100-foot. You were actually kind of a little bit further than that. I got the scale wrong.
Okay.
But that's fine. You saw what you saw through the owl. DM's mistake. No harm, no foul. So
Sorry to interrupt again. Would Elrin, would you be able to check my character sheet and see if I added clairvoyance to my spell?
Let me see.
While you
Just
guys are
because-
doing that, I'm going to cast Divine Sense and see if I can pick up some radiating energy that is overwhelming, like the Forge, like an undead energy that's not a dragon energy, or a fiend energy, or some other fey energy. I'm just trying to locate the Forge because all I saw was that energy floating over the water where Wave Echo Cave is.
correct. Just quickly checking. What is the range on Divine Sense? think it's 60 feet. Yes. Okay. So let me quickly see. Where would your 60 feet take you?
Yeah, Makiko, I'm sorry you have not memorized clairvoyance.
Dang it, I knew I should have. I was thinking
Okay.
about it.
Interestingly enough, you don't actually pick up on undead, fiend, anything with respect to that capability. Quite frankly, let me just quickly check that. I want to make sure. Let me just quickly check that measurement.
I'm a sneeze.
So just to let everybody know, the direction, bless you, that the well, I am a paladin, I have to say it. So there's the direction that the ghost of Mormesk told us was the proper direction for the forge is up where Wind Echo Cave is and the energy in there. And so far, I'm not detecting anything else that resembles the forge. But it doesn't look like a forge, is the problem.
Yeah, I feel like maybe this is like almost like a checkpoint, like you're getting close or something like that. But I feel like the forge, I feel like we'll know when we get to the forge.
Would it be a dumb assumption to think that maybe these dragonoids aren't with the dragons and maybe they're actually with the forge instead?
I think that would be a dumb assumption.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how to get past these guys, man.
They're in
Well-
the direction of the intruders, so I'd say they're part of the intruders and not
Oh,
Yeah,
part of
because
the cave.
we've also come across them before and they were not on our side. I think anything that's undead in here is like on our side. We have like an allyship with them. I don't know if you were there for that, but we
no,
essentially
I was.
Okay, cool. So if they were undead, that would be one thing, but they don't seem to be. So
Okay.
they're definitely
I
not
knew
with
that
us.
they weren't undead, but it's like I don't know how else to follow the water without going up those staircases. So I was like, do we have much of an option here?
I think if we can stay away from the intruders as much as we can, one thing. But Eva did bring up a good point that she's like, we want to stop them from getting there first. But they seem to be kind of like guarding wherever they are at. So maybe they're watchmen in a sense. So if
How
we can
good are we at swimming?
not, we're wearing so much armor.
I don't
Okay,
swim, I
never
fly,
mind.
sorry.
Yeah, the Asimir just kind of looks at you, going, "Not a problem." You guys all want to smack him.
I really wish, like, what is it called? Those lifeboats that like just go out for a thing.
Like the ones on airplanes, like
Yeah,
an airplane slide.
yeah. Like, I wish we had one of those.
Well, okay. I feel like there is a way to get there on foot, but we're eventually going to get to a point where we can't avoid these guys. I don't think because they're. Hold on. I'm trying to. They're like up here, or are they down here?
So where they
Yeah.
were, you would that big cavern that's to your north. If you pass through that and then continue through another passage, which is more on the northern
right,
side.
right. It's up here, right?
Right.
Like
So
up on this.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So let me pull back. It kind of goes
mean-
out this way, and if you're looking on the Twitch stream, you'd see it up there.
Gotcha.
There's a way that kind of seemed to go around even where you guys were before with respect to that.
So there isn't a way to go directly, well, other than maybe this door, there isn't a way to go directly northeast.
Well, you don't know if that doorway goes northeast. You know that the stairs go down. You know that door goes east, and the door directly in front of Cauldron goes east.
Yeah, but there's nothing that goes directly northeast as far as we can tell from here, right?
Correct.
I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I think this one is still a little avoidable. I think there may be another way around before we have to get into like big combat. but I don't know how you
Think
guys
about it
feel
this
about
way:
it.
if we don't fight them now, when we might need to fight them later, and that would just make our job harder later.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what's waiting at the forge for us. I'm thinking in terms of healing slots, while also like my bigger combat spell slots are also in the same slots as my healing slots. I'm just I'm not sure, but I'll let the big brains of the group discuss. What does Ruger and Cauldron think is best in terms of what direction we should head at this point?
Druger's sitting there sharpening his throwing axes, going, I don't know where you're going, but I'll make sure I'm ready no matter where we go.
I'm going to send my owl down south just real quick to see if there's anything that direction we should pay attention to. But I think our best bets are either to go due east through the doors or northeast to the Windico Cave and towards the energy. But I'm not sure what's going to happen after that energy to the northeast. I don't know if we're going to find the forge or we're going to end up in another dimension or what's going to happen. Cauldron?
I agree with seeing if the doorways are an option, but I mean, we hear the most activity to the north. We hear the forge the strongest to the north. So it may be a little unavoidable. Cauldron, what do you think? You're the smart one.
So what's the thing with the energy? Where is that?
It's in the cavern where the waves from the ocean come into the cavern that connects sort of to the water mill we just saw.
Okay.
I think you guys might want to check it out. Meanwhile, I'm going to send my owl down south for a second. Can I have the
Yeah, I
owl
think we
back?
should head north towards wherever that is, just to check it out, and then
Smart.
potentially fight the two intruders while we're prepared for them.
Smart. Shall I cast aid?
That would be good.
All right. Actually, I'm gonna make Angelina cast aid because she's got. Let me see.
Hey, Steve, stay with the party, pal.
Well, we're
Well,
sending
I
we're
wanted
sending
to
the
send the
owl
owl
south.
south
Oh, I see. I'm sorry, I
to
didn't
see
hear
what's
that.
down there.
Someone was talking to me here in the room, and I missed that. My apologies. All right. So as you start to go further down, you start picking up a little bit. As you start going further south, you start noticing that there's a large double door immediately to your right-hand side there. And the cavern is still that slightly sparkly material. As I said before, the ceiling is just as high as it was previously from where you were going. But you start to notice that you can see from a much lower doorway immediately here to the south, you can see some bluish greenish light coming in from down below, as if maybe this had reconnected up with that area where you saw all of the mushrooms earlier on.
Right, the mushroom room. So
Correct.
I relayed to the party there's another chamber down here with big double doors. No idea what's behind it. And no other passage and nothing else that looks like the forge.
Excellent. So you have cast aid on Druger, Cauldron, and Damien, and they now all have an additional 5 extra temporary hit points. Cauldron, can you confirm that that is the case in your character
Give me a
sheet?
sec. Yep. Which one's me? Here it is.
Those are our big fighters, so I want to keep the fighters safe. Everyone else will figure it out.
Yeah, Damien's temp has gone up to 48, so his is correct.
Yep, I think mine's correct. I can't remember my actual hit points at this moment, but
Yeah, no,
46.
I understand. Druger's sitting much better than he was before, but he still has, his hit points are still a little down. But that's good.
I think the energy seemed to have some kind of personality last we approached it. So I feel like there's something conscious about it. And so I wonder if we like hold up the key, kind of start a conversation, see if we can, summon something, whether it's good or bad, and see if we can get some answers on where we should head from here.
Understood. 1 second here.
How does everybody else think about that?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, Cauldron. Let me make sure you've got aid on. I don't think you
Because
do.
we're not visible to the dragon peeps if we like kind of step into this cavern area, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Great. Perfect. Love that.
Cauldron. Let me make sure yours is correct. It had not actually turned on for you, so I just turned it on.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so I made sure it's on. And last but certainly not least, Damien. All right.
I'm confused between whether the energy at the cave or the structure in front of us might be the forge.
Well, we'll have to find out.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so I will move you over here. Move your comrade in arms there, and move the other two here. Is this roughly the order in which you guys were going in? Have I got it at least kind of sort of right?
Yeah, I think we should be good in any order.
All right.
This was clear before.
All right, so moving you down here, Ruger, I'm going to move everybody into the room here, so give me a second to get everybody in correctly. Just kind of give everybody a chance to see what you were seeing. Despite your glorious explanations, I'm sure they'd be kind of advantageous for them to see it themselves. There we go. Bring Sildar down here. And Damien bringing up the rear. And turn that camera around, Sildar. There you go. Alright, so this is what everybody sees inside of that room. The sound of the water obviously now is quite loud because it's coming from the water around you rising and falling down below from where it's at inside of this bowl. You can see over to the northeast, there's that small little island that exists there in the center of this kind of opening. You can't see really clearly what's on the other side. It looks like there's some sort of an opening there with respect to maybe another area, another chamber on the other side. So with respect to that, where would you guys like to go? There's this kind of glowing greenish, bluish, emanating energy directly in front of you. And then there's the openings to the north and also down here towards the southwest. It looks to be that there was at one time a trough that the trough that goes over the water wheel was right here on this side, as if water was flowing out. You notice that it's not that there's a depression, it's not like there's a trench, but it's definitely sort of an chewed in area in the floor.
I think the Osimir should fly to that island and, like I said, like holding up the key,
and trying to converse with the energy, seeing if we can get some kind of guidance or idea of what we're supposed to do from here.
How deep is the water?
Well, it's kind of hard to tell from where you're at. You do notice that it is, indoors, and you are primarily relying on your dark vision to see most of this, although the lamp is helping a little bit from Sildar. But you can't quite make out the bottom. You don't really know how deep it is. Could be 1 foot, could be 100 feet. It's really kind of hard to tell from there.
I don't.
Did we drop in another light pebble?
Certainly. So was it you that did the? Was you light?
No,
or
it was
I
Ruger.
did that.
Right. So Ruger.
Yeah, I can do it for light on a pebble and drop it in the water.
All right. Toss a pebble into the water. There you go. And as you drop it down into the water, you notice that you can still make out the light. So at most, it can't be any more than maybe 5 feet deep, because it would pretty much block the light at that point, at least relative to where you are there. But it is a good 15, 20 feet down to the surface of the water.
Yeah.
How much longer is left in this minute of light that I have until my divine radiant soul goes away?
You're coming up on it, because you guys have been kind of moving around. So we'll say you probably got about another 20 seconds left before you can kind of feel the loftiness in your wings kind of wearing out, and your wings have a harder time pushing the air away.
Well, okay, then let's not have you fly to the island just because if you get back, that's a problem.
Right.
So we could just do it from here.
Yeah.
Probably safer in case the entity gets mad and the water levels want to rise and the island suddenly does not exist anymore.
All right, so
whoever has the key, I think it's Angelina has the key.
I think it was the last person to have it was Cauldron.
Yeah.
If
Cauldron's
the
I could give it to you if you want it.
I mean, I think the paladin has probably the most intimidation and persuasion to have this conversation. So we'll pass the key to the paladin, and he can have this scary conversation.
Okay.
All right. So are you gonna fly over with your? I'm not exactly sure the mechanics. What are you gonna do here?
I'm just gonna take out the key, hold it up, and ask the green energy if this is the forge, and how do we seal it forever? Let the spirits out.
So as you pull out the key, you notice that it is pulsating and throbbing with that lavenderish light that it kind of possesses, and it's quite bright now. As you raise the key out and you ask the question, nothing happens.
So this may not be the forge.
I feel like it is, though. Like, I feel like we're heading towards there.
I mean, the problem is there's no easy way for us to get around this since we can't swim.
Mm-hmm.
And the current could get nasty, and like we're looking at. I think the only way in is around.
That may be true. I'll try to fly the owl through and see if it goes out the other side. This may be the end of the owl for our day, though.
We love you, Owl. I'm gonna give him a quick kiss on the forehead. Good luck.
So does the
GM?
owl just see open ocean after the cave? Or anything after the cave?
as the owl gets closer to the water, to the energy barrier, he sees on the other side what looks like water, but it's quite distorted. It could be sky for all you could tell, but it does appear to be water, but he can't make out any structures or any detail because of the intensity of the energy distortion in front of him.
I think this is just a barrier. I don't think this leads to the forge. But I'll fly the owl through it.
As the owl disappears into the water, the owl disappears into the barrier. It disappears, and you no longer sense the owl.
Oh, what have we done?
Well,
Not
I think
Fluffy.
we've established that it's probably not the forge. I think
Oh,
that's what we did.
Fluffy, I'm so sorry.
It's not a real owl, but thank you.
It's not. I can see the Asimir even doing that. It's not a real owl, but thanks.
I'm an empath. I'm giving it anthropomorphic features, and I feel sorry for him. All right. Well, then I think there's not much we can do here, mostly because we can't reach it, and I don't think we have the right tools to communicate with whatever that is, if it can communicate at all. So I think we should just keep trekking. And if that means we have to fight some scaly dudes, then that's what we gotta do.
Yeah, I think we should go back maybe towards the other structures we were looking at. Maybe the one on the floor below.
What do you mean, like the mushroom room?
No, the one that leads maybe the one we were just looking at just now, or maybe the one that leads towards the mushroom room. But all those doors might lead to something.
Yeah, I think we gotta fight something, but I think that door, that north door, that the one that heads east, I think that's the one we have to open. Unless one of you guys are really dying to go northwest, let us know.
No, I'll give the key back to Cauldron though to help her find the way to the forge.
Okay.
Cool. So, where are we heading?
Back the way we came.
All right.
All right, so grabbing all of you. All right. I'm steering a lot of people today, so I will I'll try to move you guys along as best I can. I'm gonna bring him here. Let's go here. There we go. Cauldron, am I moving you two? I'm happy to.
You can if you want to.
Yeah, probably at this point probably a little bit easier. It's always the challenge when we move into tight quarters like this. So there we go. We have everybody in the room that had the first set of doors. Zeldark doing his best to try and be a good flashlight holder by trying to keep the room as brightly lit as he possibly can. So what are you guys thinking? You guys want to go in one of these doors? Or are you looking to go down to the next platform level, go down to the doors that are to the south?
I'm thinking this door, but you know, at this point it's any door's game, right? Like
Sure, why not?
All right. Cauldron, go ahead and give me a perception roll, please.
Perception.
Awesome.
Nice.
Really good roll. So as you're listening to the door, you're pretty certain that you don't hear anything on the other side of that door.
Great.
Excellent. Best news I've heard all week.
Yes, absolutely. So
let's go in with our marching order. But we're already kind of there. Minus Druger just needs to get up to the front.
Alrighty, let me go and move everybody in. So Druger getting in his usual position there. So that door was not locked, interestingly enough. And as you open it, you see yourself actually pointing into a room where there is a ton of what looks like junk. I mean, there are broken swords, broken helmets, broken daggers, broken breastplates, broken shields. If it was a weapon or armor, it is stacked to the gills. You can barely get into the room. This looks like if a hoarder had a fixation for military gear.
Was it like, does it look like it's old or is it newer armor?
It's all relatively old looking. But
Okay.
do me a favor. Who asked that question?
Elrin.
Elrin, give me a perception roll.
You
Want to roll a 15 or better? There you go.
Oh, nice.
Very nice roll. So, you notice, though, the armor, the swords, the daggers, the helmets, everything is old and rusty and decaying, but it shows signs of recent hammering.
Someone trying to DIY fix some armor. Seems maybe.
I literally have no idea what that means.
So,
I'm
Cauldron,
not sure either.
are you going to step in? What's the scoop?
Sure.
Is there
Okay.
a path to the other door?
There is, barely. You guys actually have to go through single file because it is that cramped. But Cauldron comes in and starts making her way across the floor, and she gets to the other door. You notice that this door looks like you look at the floor, you can see that this door has been opening and closing. It actually is, because the gear on the floor looks like it's been, like, you know, when you've ever had stuff on the other side of the door, you push the door open, everything bunches up behind where the door used to be, then you close the door and there's a little pile. That's what you see on the floor here, right kind of where you're standing in front of that door.
So we've got company.
All right. Give me
Can I step into the next room? Or what were we going to say?
I was going to say, you notice that this door, however, is locked. Everybody starts to come in behind you towards this door. Oops, sorry, I keep closing it.
Is anyone? Can we listen to the door? Is there anyone seemingly behind it?
Got Sildar over in here. Everyone's standing on top of crap in this room. No one can really get a good foothold because it's just full of stuff. It's like picture, that dorm room, closet that had all the laundry in it for the people. That it's kind of like that, only with armor. So Cauldron, give me a perception roll, please, as you check the door. That's sufficient. You can hear action and activity on the other side. It doesn't sound heavy. It sounds kind of light. Something's moving around on the other side of the door.
Well, if it's an unfriendly, we can probably deal with them.
All right.
Let me try to pick the door.
All right. Give me a door pick. All right. Wow, 17. Perfect. You managed to... It's not so much that the door is locked. There was a bar on the other side of the door. But the door opening was sufficient enough that you were able to get one of your tools in underneath, through the crack in the door, and you can kind of work the bar out of the way. And with a quick flick of the wrist, you get it to drop, and then as you do, the door now becomes unlocked to you.
I'm scared. Why am I scared? It's not real, but I'm scared.
Open.
As you open up the door, and let me give you a little bit of music just for fun.
All
right.
Oh God.
Just to add to the ambience.
Wrathful Smite once you
Does it look like
get
it could
done
be
with the music.
undead?
So
The beholdery thingy.
And Steve, I think you said that you were getting ready to potentially do Smite. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm going to cast Wrathful Smite.
Okay. You have Wrathful Smite working. It's on deck. So, Cauldron, as the door opens and the light from Sildar's what's the word I'm looking for? From his lantern starts to spill into the room. What you see in front of you is very interesting in the sense that what you see is a workbench in front of you that is filled with all kinds of strange, weird, broken instruments, gears, pieces of plating, all over the floor, along with a large bevy of tools that you see there on the floor. But what you notice is that also there is a small, again, brazier. Everybody look it up. Has some eerie flames dancing and crackling out of it, popping back and forth. The flames themselves different from the ones that you saw in the brazier inside of the smelting room, which were glowing with a normal orangish reddish glow you would see from burning pitch or from oil. And these are more green and sickly looking. And it appears that it's been burning for an extremely long time. It's roughly about 4 feet in diameter. But floating in front of the workbench directly to the south of you is a creature that kind of mildly acknowledges you're there. Kind of looks over. You see 2 eye stalks. It's facing away from you, but 2 eye stalks look back, look at you, blink, and come back around to the front, and then go, I'll be with you in a minute. A little busy here. And you can hear...
Not Mike Wazowski.
You can hear this banging and popping as it's clearly working on something over on the bench in front of you. In front of it, pardon me. Inside of the room.
Cauldron, do you want to ask it where the forge is?
Yeah, we're looking for the forge.
Okay, well, one moment, kind of busy. You suddenly realize the voice you're hearing isn't coming from its mouth. All of you are now hearing it in your heads.
Oh,
It turns around and floats back over towards the brazier, starts to heat something. Yeah. Did you guys fill out a work order?
Does Damien know what it is? I ask him. Because he can probably see in the room a little like I can.
Damien can see in the room. I'm going to do a quick Arcana check for Damien. And he's like, at first, he starts breathing a little bit better. He goes, okay, at first I thought it was a beholder, and I was about to just scream, run. But that's a lesser form of one of them. It's called a spectator. It's usually the leftovers of some sort of a magic being or someone working with magic who's become corrupted in one way, shape, or other. Be careful, they tend to be insane.
This may not help us much at all.
well, maybe we can ask him, because he seems to be a worker here. He's asking about work orders and stuff. I'll kind of step forward.
Okay.
I'll be careful, though. And we're ready to fight if we have to. I'm going to step into the room. Hi.
Hello, lady. Like I said, kind of busy here. Been working on a lot of things. Did you bring your work order with you?
No. Are you aware of what's happening in this cave right now with all of the intruders?
There's always people in here one way or the other. What can I say? Work. But you gotta follow process, gotta follow procedure. You know what I'm saying? Or else the guys upstairs get really missed. They get mad, they get pissed off. Gotta keep working. So like I said, you got something I'm supposed to be working on?
No, but we have something that we need to be working on. Do you know which way the forge is?
The forge? Oh, which forge are you talking about, lady? I got my forge right here. And he points towards the brazier.
No, I'm talking about the forge, the capital T forge of Wave Echo Cave. I have a key, and I need to know which way I'm going so that I can get to work.
Give me a charisma roll, please.
Oh shit, I'm not good at this.
One of these days, you're gonna have the people with the high charisma talk.
Listen, I would if Damien was a little smarter. It's a waste of charisma. It's blind charisma, is what it is. Fuck.
Look, lady, I don't know how to tell you. I mean, I'm in here, I'm doing my job, I'm supposed to be working on things. You think I got clearance to go over to the forge? Are you out of your mind? Besides, what do I need with that? They bring me stuff, it's broken, I fix it, it's broken, I fix it, that's broken, I fix it. That's what I've been doing. 750 years. Broken, I fix it, broken, I fix it, broken, I fix it. So what do you want? You got your work orders?
Okay.
I have my work order. I'm gonna hold out the key. I'm gonna say, this is my... I don't know if I'm just out of character for a second. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this twice. I'm gonna just try to convince him again, maybe with intimidation.
Let me do it.
Yeah. Okay. Here, I'm tossing the key to you. This is no longer my territory. Well, can we try? Can we try this with intimidation now? Okay. Anyway, I'm stepping back.
All right, Steve, go ahead and give me a charisma roll, please. Do you have anything like intimidation or persuasion, sir?
Yes, I was going to intimidate him.
All right, go ahead. Give me your best intimidation line. Let's see how you're going to convince him to help you.
Look, this order came from the top. I need you to follow this order now, not the other orders. Forget about the rest. This comes straight from the top. We have to find the forge.
All right, go ahead and give me a roll.
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah.
All right, nice roll. All right. Okay, look, I'm telling you, I gotta follow. I don't want anyone going. I don't want to get busted down any worse. You know what happened to my brother? He's working on toilets. Do I look like I want to work on toilets? I don't want to work on toilets. I want to work on armors. I want to work on swords. I want to work on helmets.
I have time to you.
Well, the forge, it's your son. Can't you hear it? It's right over there. And he points in the direction you guys came from. Look. You got something broken. And he points points with an eye stalk over it at the brazier. He swings across the room very quickly. He's going back and forth like crazy here. He's like almost like he's on jets. He swings back over to one table. He flies over to the other table. Flies back over to the table he's on. Look, I got things I gotta fix. I got a whole room on the other side there where you guys came from. Everything in there broken. And guess who they want to fix it? They want me to fix it. Did they give me any help? No. Did they give me any supplies? No. They just yell at me to fix it. You want to go to the forge? You go back where you came from. Go down the stairs. Follow the noise.
Oh,
Question: before we go do that, what are you fixing all the stuff for?
Well, it's because it's what you say that to him, and he starts to get really upset, like you're questioning his reason to exist, and he starts to kind of tremble and shake. You see one of the eye stalks starting to move around a little bit. Look, lady, don't get me any trouble, all right? You want to go and start busting my balls? Don't do it, all right? I don't need this, okay? My job's hard enough. Hey, look. You said you're doing with the big guy, right? The big guy, the guys at the top? Well, look, no one's come in and picked this stuff up for ages. And he points over to the stuff on the table over here. He goes, I don't want to deal with this. No people come in here, they yell at me, they tell me to go and fix things, then no one comes in and picks it up. That stuff's been here for ages.
Is there anything that looks valuable over on that table?
Give me a perception roll.
Cauldron, you may want to evaluate these.
Yep. I'm gonna step inside so I can actually see over there. Perception.
Oh. There's lots of junk on that tabletop. You guys are pretty sure nothing there that's of any use to you.
Damien, anybody else want to try?
Can we just grab a handful of it and address it later? Even if it's junk, maybe it'll be useful later.
All right, we're going to try with Damien. Damien's going to come in and take a look. Damien sees you guys going through this piles of stuff, and it is a prodigious pile. I mean, it's floor to ceiling of gear. But the problem is, most of it, while operable, is really kind of useless. But Damien then sees one piece of armor, a golden breastplate with a motif of a dragon in the center. And he looks at it, he goes, I've seen this before. And he looks over at you, Ruger, and he goes, wasn't this on the wall at that crypt we went into, where we went and found the Dragon Slayer sword?
Yeah, I think so.
So he's not exactly sure what it is, but he's pretty sure that whatever it is, it's probably not trivial.
Okay, we take it. Does Druger want to try to wear it? What's he got on? Like plate armor already?
Druger has got on, let me see, what do we have Druger in? Druger is, I think, in full plate armor. That is correct.
Okay, then it would be up to one of the clerics, because I don't want to give up my armor.
No,
Well,
I don't
I already
think
have
yours
the,
would make sense.
I already have the headband on, so Elrin, if you want to take it.
Alright, I'll take it.
All right. So, which one is that? Elrin? All right. So
Yep.
I'm going to place this in your inventory. It is a beautiful golden-looking specimen. The material itself is very light. You notice that it has not a whole lot of heft to it. Let me just check something here really quickly, because there is a description here that I should be looking at. Yeah, it looks like it was created for a human. It's roughly human size, so you're pretty sure that it will fit you, even though you're only half human. It should work just fine though. So doesn't look like you're going to have to go and get it retooled or anything if you were going to try and put it on. As Damien continues to dig around, he then finds a sword that's inside of this pile of stuff as well. And as he looks at it, he notices that there is one more thing he wanted to look at here. He looks at this particular sword and he goes, wow, I'm not sure. It's not a sword, sorry. It's actually a mace. And as he's looking at the head of it, and all of you can tell this, the mace itself, it's an unusual design. It looks like a sunburst rather than the typical mace-ish sharp edges. And it looks almost as if it's made out of solid brass, and there's like a slight warming glow, it appears, to be coming from the metal, almost like there's a warmth emanating from it as well.
That's a weapon that a cleric could use.
Yeah, because my primary weapon, my primary hand-to-hand combat weapon is a mace.
Yep.
Yeah, that might be good for either you or Angelina.
Yeah, Angelina's got her warhammer. She's got a light hammer and her crossbow +1, and you got a hand crossbow +1, and you do have your mace and your morning star. So who do you want to give this to?
I do tend to be more offensive than defensive than
I've often said
Angelina. So, I don't know. Angelina, are you particularly married to this mace?
Nah, you can take it.
All right, it's mine. Whee!
All right, so let me go and hand that over to you. All right, boom. It is now in your inventory. And as you take that, the guy goes, all right, so You guys got the paperwork for this, or do I have to kind of like take this on faith? What are we doing here?
You're probably gonna have to take this on faith, and like your hard work is being put to good use, and we really appreciate how hard you've been working down here.
Yeah, sure, lady. Everybody says that, but then whenever I need to go and get my paperwork done, no one's gonna help me out. He goes running off into the other room, comes back in with a bunch of more broken stuff, and he goes over to and puts the weapons into the flame, and you start noticing that they start to glow with a very curious, interesting energy.
Energy like we saw in the cavern just now?
Similar to what you saw in the gateway. That little, pardon me, in that doorway where there was that barrier that consumed your owl.
Right. You know, I hate to say it, but I may have been wrong back there. That might be the way to the forge. Through the water.
Oh man, how the hell do we do that?
Well, if the water's only 5 feet tall, in theory, we can walk to it.
True. I think we'd have to take our armor off, though, because I have a funny feeling some of us with heavier armor is just going to sink.
Well, those of you that are shorter are going to have a problem. There's no halflings in the party, is there? Are there?
No, but
only-
there's
only
nobody
Druger
small.
Is gonna have
Isn't
a
Cauldron
bit of a problem.
relatively small, though?
Not a Genyasi.
Idea. I have a Misty Step or something that like helps me get across water. So what if I did that with a rope in my hand and someone else with a rope holding it on the other end, and then we use the rope to get everyone else across?
That'd work.
That's
Yeah,
a
wait,
great
and
idea.
this, like,
Sorry, you cut out. What did you say?
I said I might have Misty Step too, so I want to see if we can kind of combine our strength, because you're not quite strong enough to drag our entire party across water.
This is true, yes.
How wide is the water again? Like, how far is it across? Oh wait, no, talking about like the island place. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, there's an island in the middle. It was probably 30, 40 feet at most from the edge of the cliff face.
Oh crap, Makika, I do not have Misty Step.
But
You
I
would be
do,
on
right?
your
And as long
Yeah.
as we can like tie it to something at least.
I'm not
I know,
afraid
I'm just
to
worried
go in
about-
the water and walk across, but we got to get down to the water. How far was it down to the, like, where the light fell?
About the surface of the water is about, well, the water's coming up and down. When the waves are all the way up, it's about 12 feet down. And when the waves are all the way down, it's about 15 feet down.
Before we get to the bottom where the light fell?
Correct.
Yeah, we're going to need a rope to get down first, then we're going to have to get across.
Well, what if we use the rope to get down but Ruger, what if you flew across the water? Maybe that would be better than
It would
me
have been
doing.
great, but I can't do it again until I've had a long rest.
Ah, crap. Okay.
All right, guys. Everyone, while you're thinking on this, we are going to take a 5-minute bio break. Everyone, grab a glass of water, go to the restroom, grab a snack, and we will be back in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Great.
All right, can everybody hear now? All right, we'll put the game back, bring the game back from pause. All right, everybody was down here in the room with a view, as it were, with our friend here bouncing backwards and forwards, forwards and back as he continues to heat the blades in the green flame. By the way, we have, do we have Angelina back?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have all parties concerned then, right? I'm not missing anybody? Great. Okay. So, as you see, he starts heating some blades over there in the green flame. They start to glow with an interesting light. And he goes, "Look, guys, I got work to do. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna get back to it. But make sure you fill out the paperwork later on and bring it on down, okay? Because like I said, I don't need nobody to get me in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be working those cisterns."
We hear you. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a good day or night or whatever it is out there. He goes back to working on his gear. You hear his hammers falling, and you notice he's not holding the hammers either, which is interesting. They kind of move on their own, smashing down into the blades, moving things around. He starts what sounds like whistling, even though he's not whistling himself, but you all hear whistling in your heads, which is mildly disconcerting for all parties concerned.
Okay, back to the cave, everybody.
Yep, off we pop.
All right. So Damien comes out and joins you. Everyone, I'll make everyone get everybody over here into the main
I wonder
hallway.
if we could have asked him if he could make a boat for us.
You're gonna need a bigger boat. All right.
Yeah.
So the party is now out in the hallway. The door closes behind you as you walk out into the hall. And now that you're out there, you can actually, that you're aware of it, you can hear the tinging of the little hammers working on the material back inside that room a little bit louder. Now that you're aware of it, you can actually make it out a little bit clearer over top of the sounds of the waves that are down at the other end of the hallway. So you guys are going to go back down the stairs here, is that correct?
Yes, I think so.
I believe
Yeah.
that is.
All right, moving Cauldron, I'll put you down in the front. Druger, move you down there and get you next to her. Druger being the next most likely person will be taking up position next to her. Angelina, put you there. Shouldn't have walked you through the wall, that's always a problem. Elrin, you're there. Sildar, bringing up the rear with his flashlights. And last but certainly not least, Damien, our resident monster expert, bringing up the rear here. So that brings all of you guys into this main area here. So Steve, you can see that the distance that you've got over there towards that island from the point where you're standing right now is about 30 feet to the edge of this area right here. In terms of there being a ledge or anything to easily walk upon, handholds or so forth, it's kind of hard to detect, but it doesn't look like there's anything readily available here. The other side of the cavern's a little far away to make it out, but there's not an obvious set of handholds or ledges along that side of the wall either as you look across there. But your stone still glowing at the bottom of the pool does get fainter and brighter with the undulations of the waves as they come in and out of the small little reservoir in front of you.
Okay, I asked Druger to hold one end of the rope, and I'm going to shimmy down, and then I'm going to take a piton and try to put a spike in the edge of the surface of the wall and try to attach a rope to it to go across to the island.
Okay.
You know, if I were Ravina right now, I would be able to put everyone in my amulet and float across.
Pity nobody smacked you in the head with something heavy.
You want us to hit you?
Damien!
Doesn't work that way, guys. Doesn't work that way.
Ugh.
Every
Ah,
time we're in
darn.
this situation, I'm just like, dude, somebody just sock Angelina in the face.
Hey, do you want to go fight those dragon people?
Honestly, maybe we should have pissed off the little
Spectator?
silver.
Oh
Yeah.
no, we don't want to do that. That could get bad. But
Oh, he was nice. I didn't
I know
mind him.
he's just a hard worker.
we
He's
could
just
go fight
tired.
the dragon
He's a
people.
cog in the capitalistic machine.
He probably would have agreed with you.
Agreed.
All right. So Druger goes and holds the other end of the rope for you. You lower yourself down over the edge. You drive the piton into the side of the wall, and then you drop down into the water, Steve. Slowly. I mean, Druger.
Well, the idea was everyone will come down the rope, but we'll need another rope with the piton at the end, right above the water's edge, to get across to the island.
Oh, I see. So you're going to use it almost like an anchor, so that there's a rope line you guys can hold on to as you're going across. Is that what you're saying? All right,
Correct.
but you'll be down at the water's level, correct?
Correct.
So you're going down first to go and drive that, then you're going to go across first, drive the other end of the piton in. Then how are you going to get up the and then get up onto the island, correct?
If we can. If not, we may have to walk into the energy field in the water.
Okay. All right. So Steve, give me it's between you and Druger with your strength. I'm not going to make you guys roll this. This is pretty easy. You guys are both have very strong athletics. Lowering you down into the water is no big deal. You are able to very successfully get into the water and drive in the piton. And as you do so, you find that it kind of digs into the stone is quite hard, but you're able to dig it in pretty easily as a result. And it works. It drives in pretty well. So you drive in your first line right here. Let me try this. That I want to create. So we'll just say that you're creating a line here, right about where you're at, and to go directly over to here. So you're kind of that's not it either. Here we go. It's gonna come on, guys. This is really taking me. There we go.
Or I can go along the wall. Energy.
Right. You're about where you see the red line. That's essentially what you're trying to do is drive a line in there, correct?
Well, yeah. Go all the way to the green energy.
Okay, so you're gonna try and go all the way to what, here, or I'm not sure
Yes.
I'm following.
That's correct.
There? Okay.
Sure.
All right. So so Steve, go ahead and start making your way to the water until you get up to where you wanted to anchor the other side of the road.
It's having trouble. I'm not.
It's having trouble moving because you're hitting the current and you're getting what's known as difficult terrain as a result of trying to make your way through the water. You're having to struggle against it a little bit here and there and everywhere, but you finally managed to make your way over to the water. Is quite literally up to your chin, and you find yourself even in your armor a little bit and difficulty to keep your head above the water. You do manage to make your way over to the edge of the island, and the island surface is just a little bit above you, but you can certainly reach it with your hand. You're able to start driving your piton into the wall. And
Can I climb up the island? You want an athletic for that?
Nope. I'll say you kind of yourself with the undulations of the water, and you manage to get on the level, there over to where you're at now. From this to the northwest. Here, like a small group coming down the hallway directly to the northeast.
No.
Want to, may want to, you guys might want to get ready. Other stuff.
Yeah.
Sacred.
Then so make to your attack rolls. I think
Based on my
It is.
yes. I believe that is a
thanks. Another day.
Hey, let me.
big sword in front of it, and they've seen you, and they ain't having it. So, ladies and gentlemen, find as you you know the battle cry. Everyone, please roll for initiative.
Hey, Dad, the Twitch channel stopped.
It did. Uh-oh.
I kind of got kicked out.
Oh, did I drop?
Oh, the channel's back up.
You were coming in pretty in and out.
The stream's back up though.
Yeah, I see. I did see. I lost a couple people, so my apologies.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, that was a little disconcerting. Can someone talk? I want to make sure Discord coming through.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine now. It was
Discord
a little.
seems to be fine. You were a bit spotty, but you were fine.
Yeah, a second ago. Like when the broadcast went down, that's around the time when the Discord was getting a little choppy. Now it's.
Gonna do. Wow. Okay.
The server. Could you just?
Yes, I can. Done
For
and
me.
done. Yeah, you guys are not back in. I do. Fortunate. So, everybody having rolled, and we now find ourselves.
Wait, hold on. Is everyone else having a hard time getting back into the game? Or is it just me?
Yeah.
I do see you back, Ninako, and I do see.
I'm not like the map isn't for me, but it's fine. I can just do it
Hit
verbally for now.
F5, try and refresh. See, well,
That's
no,
what
you're back out again.
That's what I've been doing. I think my Wi-Fi is just a little slow right now.
Okay. Did
Sorry,
we all experience an outage at the same? It's pretty hilarious. Okay.
Well, it was maybe the server or something, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll just do it for now.
All right.
I've been in it the whole time. That's
Let's try it this way. All right, I'm trying to preload the scene for everybody. Hopefully it makes it a little easier if you get back in. We good? So, typical Damien, because we're starting with Damien. Damien is going to rush forward. And as he approaches, he's going to take the opportunity to throw a... He is going to throw orb. And he's going to the character. He's going to throw a light. And unfortunately, it missed. And his attack this round. Sildar puts the on the ground. Longbow, lead person at that person. This is not boding well for the party. And Druger is on deck.
Cast Spirit Guardian in... Wait, does it emanate?
It does emanate from you.
I can step a little bit closer. Gets a little bit more. I don't know. See? So, as close as while
15, 20. Behind.
I think.
and try again. Probably just my
person.
Mine took a while today to load to get into Foundry. Elrin?
Oh. Yeah. I mean, but
There we go. There we go. Now we got your spell running. It should be going for whatever it is not. It's not really on him. It'll go away in a couple seconds. All right. So next person up is Druger. Druger is like, ugh, and they're on the other side where I need to be. Get out of the way. Goes as close as he can. That's as far as he can go. Yeah, so he's gonna stand next to Damien there and try and make a stand at that line to keep them from coming across to your side.
DM, I'm back in, but I'm in the room with the Sturges. Any chance you could beam me back up?
Yeah, so's Druger for some reason. And so, yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that happened.
Well, when we got kicked off, maybe it kind of reset us.
I started there earlier today, but I on so
I don't know what happened there, so let me just...
Ruger for the battle. That'd be
I'm willing to bet there's Druger there. Not anybody.
on the doppel.
Yeah, probably not. You probably there. That was very all the same place now. Okay, that was weird. All right, so Druger's as go Battens. And Sharp, but as he steps into he has to try. He needs to roll 12. He does not. These not make that roll. And he's spirits slam into his body. He's but immediately all of you and use you see him in doing in front of you. Frost out and strike a versus your constitution. His is quite. You need
A lot. It's a lot for the string.
So I call it from that perspective, guys.
Us have the saving.
Elrin, Dan, and Drew.
Yes.
Correct. Elrin, you managed you can your concentration. You lose your his and say 13 manages to get back from the as not exactly like I'm quite sure. This take by walking into the aura, spirits floating around. directly into the person for him to be targeting. Most likely going to be that create. See him like looking, lops it at you. And it slams wall. The red Drayok looks at you with disgust and kind of pissed off cat with respect to that. Angelina, Cauldron, you are on deck. Angelina,
So
you are indeed. Well, Druger damage at maximum hit. She's
step. I don't know how.
you can way. But that would put you in the way.
Yeah, I mean, I close need to think he's literally right a step closer.
You can target. There's another character here. Back.
So that I can the icon.
Sure. What you're basically saying. Correct.
The stream also wait. Like Druger.
There.
No, Druger is right here.
Indicated yes.
My Druger's for me. Sorry.
A little down though, so I don't hit while trying to do.
That put you here.
I can't. Okay. Yeah, and I'm further back.
All right. Can you do Nina? Cauldron, you're on deck.
Makiko, you're targeting.
And the flame to on an you roll, but he does get a saving throw. See if he can make his save. 7.
Hmm. You all wanted me to cross water?
It's
Let me
might
look at
need
the map.
to deal with those.
So I see. Okay. Attack. It's tricky. That's, and then and move north, and then with border bow. That
All
would
right.
get hits.
Okay.
That
Oh, okay. The one. Okay. Attack. Strike.
it's a
Because if you get an
those
opportunity,
are your reactions.
One by one. The store.
so your strike is. You see the arrow go direct of the front of Ian, and as you try to scream,
Did I get advantage?
you should. So I clicked on the wrong button.
Wait, I thought it was a.
She would get extra damage.
Oh.
3d6.
Yep. So that was, like I said, the arrow went and it tried out to complain. Suddenly, it back against itself, spasms for a moment onto its Damien.
My turn.
All right, so moving along, person, combat. Look at Ruger, extremely confused and flying at the moon and waving its arms at your turn. What are you going to do?
I could try to intimidate him. Between the island standing and everyone else, like all kinds of the rest of the map.
Yes, of the distance, they're probably outside of your vision. You should see that.
They can show up once in a while.
Oh.
Right now.
you're down below. They're 20 feet from you. You can hear the back.
Target the guy that just.
Yes,
Okay,
there's something really, really gotten under this guy's skin.
I'm gonna do a.
Cool.
I can't really see him for me.
I can. It's probably 30 feet
Lightning.
for the big guns. We're bad boy. There we are. Assuming slot and it. Oh my goodness! Roll 18, which does hit and hits hard. Yeah. With respect to take his damage, as you see, and out of this creature takes from the string in the face another 2d6, taking another 6 points of damage again. And now, because him holding his face as around and appears to be confused, and you may have actually managed temporarily as a result.
That's really good.
Yes, it's quite a nice shot, actually. He is blinded now as advantage of his attempts to attack.
That I would recognize.
You have seen his ilk before when you were fighting on the rescue star.
What I.
The one that you fought, this one has white scales.
Got it.
Beneath this, let me move you. The character behind and can't really. He does this here. He is going to. You see him like he's breathe out with his attack. It's Damien. He is a large greenish goo comes out of his mouth.
Ugh.
Island.
All right. Damien using his dexterity, he needs to do 13 or better. And it's on and starts to smoke, pop, and set. Your character yet, or do you need a go ahead and give in 13 or better. Oh no, Anna! Anna, it's bad hit, but has been struck in battle. Struck in battle. Bad happened. Angelina, need you to tell me if 7. 13. Splash hit Angela. Notice that and you change from of the normal, and as it begins to fade, see that she is replaced, but all too familiar.
When I
Moving the spooky sounds of her. Yes. Slightly different. That's slightly confused. What happened? Angelina is now in. So moving along in the rotation. Everybody be aware. Okay. Okay. But do bear in mind that so definitely been smashed. Still the is a little bit better, but not as good as your, so bear that in mind. You gentleman in the back can't really get any closer. The person worried about is penetrable force field creature. Sword-looking and to its brother as a of spirits swirling collected and slams into the wall and making a loud noise. And ladies and gentlemen, for all of you trying your combat. Oh, that's right. You of combat beast stands our Damien trying to goad him in through the crowd, only because the ones that aren't dead is get even more begins to hovering near some into view, and he looks at him. Not. And as he so and as you hear a come from this creature in the air, pulsating with a green spiritual and step forward, staying within the or spirit guard. It's the first comes up to time to see if these new gloves he casts blade. And in so doing, hard for a massive amount of damage. You actually see sparks come off of the chest scales of this creature as the blade slams into the scaly natural protective hide that makes up the front of this creature, and it rears its head back and howls as the blade strikes. The green flame energy also passes over to this creature, doing some additional damage. Not as much as you may take, only partial to the green flame. In doing, the creature behind to the creature in the online. I just heard got another. He goes and does it does when it strikes, and the scales in the back and that is the turn. Cauldron, you
Is said where Damien is there's on my screen. Advantage and
You have advantage on him.
My character sheet. Yep.
Wow, natural. Oh. All right.
20 to 19.
Yeah, seriously.
Was sneaking.
This
Holy
is just
mackerel.
this is going to be sick. To add the damage, right? Wow. 1d6 plus 6 added the,
Double that?
but it didn't roll it to whatever reason it didn't. So that becomes 22 points against him. So Wick arrow goes directly into this head, slamming into his ear, and his ear, see it freeze, shatter after it slams in. Loud as a result.
It's my turn.
That thing.
Big. He has a lot of hit points.
The flame skull that you see in front of this floats over in front of him and targets doing flame flame. You see it reach up and then this bolt of green attack this beast. And hits it for. It now is completely in reddish flame. Oops, sorry, supposed to be you. Sorry, I didn't mean to go and there. My apologies. Supposed to be him. You see him fire at the top of his. The screams are quite actually terrifying. The one that is in front of Ian is nasty. I don't think he has. Rears and Ravine, Angelina, and as you see this burst of his mouth, has to make a DC Damien. Oh, take damage. Will be very light.
Sorry, 1 second. Two. And who is rolling? Angelina and to roll?
Yes, they both need to over better on their dexterity.
One, Angelina's spell used up. Be spot.
Now here, she is able to look The only spells she can are Mage, which she should automatically already. I will turn that on for her. All right.
Entire
Packed
spell
magic
sheet.
slot.
I'm sorry.
Like
See, I have to fix it.
Wait, she can't use any of her.
Nope. What she has, Pac-Man, which show the two that she can cast. That can cast.
well,
No, the problem is my pack magics aren't showing level spell ready, and just
Oh,
that I think the cantrip. Yeah,
so
all of my
pack
first
magic
level,
slot.
my first level.
okay. The ones that you can use would be the ones at 3rd level. Let's just use those. Got Thunderstep.
But she should first spells they just be automatically scaled up to level spells because that's how magic works.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. I don't know if it's doing it this way. Yeah, she
No,
did.
I have two spells. So I think right now I have Hellish Rebuke
Okay.
and
Rebuke is tiefling.
That automatically. That's what you need to have. And same with Burning Hand. One. The had this is the one that should have been packed was Witch Bolt.
oh,
Witch,
okay.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
Witch Bolt and the Understep Fireball as being that you would have, or Cloud of Daggers. It would work, but it could be two in your pack slot.
Cloud than which
Okay. Targeting and at what distance?
no, I'm just saying that those are the ones I'm gonna have ready.
Okay. All right.
And I was looking at my sheet and I
Let's see. Dexterity saving throw. Ravina made her dexterity. Elrin, did you
And I failed.
Okay. 5 damage.
Ugh.
Do a throw. Or your spell. 11. Your concentration. You're going.
Also, of the Warcaster feat, so you have advantage check.
God,
The other character.
Have Warcap. And she does have Warcap. I forgot
but
about
that's
that.
okay because she anyways.
That in mind in the future.
Actually cast attacks of one is in range and tries attack. You can actually use a magic attack. That's what to having Warcaster. Okay, so this creature, the fallen away from him, now he targets you in to attack. Blind. Really well. Rolls a 20 strike. And strikes the flame. Or that request for the and that on my part, I forgot to de-target you. But he does a brutal round, gets ticked off. Forward and takes the two sweeping attack. Where is that? Sweep consumes and ooh, that is a critical hit because he has the slasher. So he do critical damage. The first one he had targeted was the one in second. He manages through into the does a them with his blade here down another 12 to this and this one. The one in front of Damien is in here. It's one that is Ruger. Either Ruger second targets them the same way again. This way. Again, a slash. Apologies. Critical this time. And the other one that is standing past it is now.
So I'm kind of where the skull
Where the skull is? Yes, he is.
Okay. And I know that the red dead. I'd be able to. Okay. Sword burst, but I me so Druger if I end up over there.
Yeah, you stand.
Yeah.
Is right next to them. He
Float. Can she float out in the Druger?
She can, but their proximity to attack the one in black, they're engaged in combat. They're right next to the effect spell.
Right. What does it do again? Oh, fine. I'll just blast on.
Right, targeting him. Casting. That does in fact strikes hard. At your, I believe you actually have beams. You can attack with. You don't have to hit just the one turn.
Okay, yeah, let's go for both.
First one first. Bat blast. Creature. The same one with the second beam, or one with the other with another beam.
Druger's kind of in the way.
The second one misses.
Well,
Hit the first one, and you did. You are up.
Right. Use it.
Okay. Are you going to target?
Or can I target more than one? No, one creature. I am CD much.
Points of necrotic damage, but that creature was already. That will undo that. I because he was all.
No, wait, that's 8. I still yet to learn. Die. So that's 10.
Vicious shot there, and you end up hitting.
No. Oh.
Yes, but that's okay. All right, move person. Targets Drew. Stabs at him. Sword like jack is unfortunate. Two more in turn. It's
At the same.
right. Give Go. There we go.
I pressed it. It'd be taking a while.
Go. Oh, and 4. It says it seems to strike this creature even, and as a result, it bursts flame once again and falls to the ground. That's not you.
Roll damage.
Please do. I thought that was sorry. It bursts into flame and then lands on the ground, shrieking. And that creature burns up, the skull ends up vanishing in front of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say this, but it's now 12 to do this, but we do need a moment. So when we get to the passive combat end, Ruger, you have.
Hey, who's
Though, cast a.
Oh, that's right. Dreyak. Go and take a swing at our friendly dwarf. No. Manages to hit for 5 points of damage. Shot in the chops. Does not endear. Second attack with the second one. Target 1 and make sure I'm not targeting. Fires with his longbow. That was almost. It was almost a fumble, but. And ladies. This combat, we have to hear. Apologize for this, but only 2 left standing.
We got the big guy out of the way. Really, all that matters.
Which are the 2 standing?
Something that's not there. Those are the 2 that are in the that we are at, and ladies. Very
Sounds
much,
good.
folks.
Ravina, but
Yeah.
Learning.
Yeah.
a year. We're learning.
Well, we are learned.
You know, listen, all good time, as they say.
Hitting the pause button. It'll be running for a while. About 10 minutes, actually, until I out the door go to. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. See you guys soon.
See
Bye.
y'all next week.
Bye, everybody.